challenge how high the obstacles we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To conduct this act, I thought that we needed to lead of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in charge.
As always said, there are two sets of people.
Good morning and welcome to Open Air on Atlantic Television Network. Open Air is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actors to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the society. Today on Open Air, we'll look at the stories. First, Benue State, PDP, APC, BICA over governance. And then on to Kano State, government fingers federal government over Emir's Palace barricade. On PDP, Ward expels Ugochinyere, National Working Committee quashes expulsion. On politics, Labour Party vows legal action against defected lawmakers. And on NMPP, Kwankwasia Group remains expelled, Major says. On Babalola versus Varotimi, allow courts to do justice, Afenifere urges groups. And on defamation, Adeyanju apologizes to Damagum Ayamu. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To conduct this act, I thought that we needed to lead of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in charge.
As always said, there are two sets of people. The oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the government. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To conduct this act, I thought that we needed to lead of this minister and the president.
Give us access to our money in charge.
As always said, there are two sets of people. The oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Honorable Olaka, a political analyst. Good morning, Honorable Olaka, and welcome. Good morning. Also joining me is Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu, a regular on Open Air and the political analyst. Good morning, Ugochukwu, and welcome. Good morning,
Loresia. Good morning, Olaka. It's been a while. And I know we are racing for time, but let me make this position, and I want to commend the resilience of the Nigerian people, especially Nigerian parents. It's not been easy because all the policies of the federal government that they have been promising that is going to turn things around, we have not seen any light at the end of the tunnel. We don't know whether it's still in between or coming from the beginning of the tunnel. So I want to salute the resilience of the Nigerian people. The first term of the 2024-2025 academic year has come and gone, and we are entering the Yuletide season. I commend them for being resilient, feeding their families, paying tuition, and after all, the Nigerian citizens are not falling on the road.
All right.
So I really say kudos to them, and we are still waiting what the NMPC are saying about our fuel and the prices.
All right.
Thank you, Laurentia.
All right. And moving on to the story. Opposition People's Democratic Party and the ruling All Progressive Congress in Benue State are throwing jibes at each other over governance in the state after PDP said Governor Hyacinth Alia was running the state like a Catholic church parish. The PDP, in a statement by its state publicity secretary, Tim Iyo, at the end of its state working committee meeting in Makurdi, accused the Governor Hyacinth Alia-led administration of undermining the tenets of democracy and disregarding the core values of transparency and accountability. The statement partly reads, "We demand that the governor lives up to his campaign promises by immediately clearing the backlog of arrears of salaries and pensions and gratuities, as states are now receiving record allocations from the Federal Allocation Account Committee, as confirmed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a few months ago. The PDP is disturbed by that in his nearly 2 years in office, he is yet to resettle a single displaced person back to his farmland as promised. The PDP also bemoans the abysmal treatment of the other arms of government, like the Benue State House of Assembly, which is now housed in makeshift facilities with plastic chairs. The House has become a lame duck under this administration. We are saddened by his utter neglect and disregard for the legislature as exemplified by the continual freezing of state accounts and the abandonment of the assembly complex, as well as favoritism within its ranks." But in swift reaction, the chief press secretary to the governor, Teso Kula, pointed out that the allegations were not only grossly misguided, but also clearly devoid of substance and factual accuracy. He said, "PDP in Benue State has once again shamelessly depicted a significant disconnect from the reality of governance under the leadership of Governor Hyacinth Alia. Their recent statements are not only grossly misguided, but also clearly devoid of substance and factual accuracy. The PDP's devious audacity to advocate for Benue workers, despite living over 11 months of salary arrears, is the height of shamelessness. The workers are aware and happy with Governor Alia's plans for them. Is this faction of PDP in Benue, under the leadership of a former most vicious and worst performed governor to ever rule the state, angry that pensioners, the ones branded as dead, are now people smiling? Is the PDP not happy that comatose establishments under their reign, like the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, have now been resuscitated and are now booming and have become tourism centers, generating good revenue for the state? This administration has consistently focused on uplifting the lives of Benue citizens." Honorable Olaka, what do you make of this back and forth in Benue State between APC and PDP?
I'll begin by saying compliment of the season to viewers. It's part of blame game is part of the system as it is right now. They will need to probably incorporate it into the academic scheme in the universities. Probably those studying political science, how to see how to come up with the role of blame game in Nigerian politics. Having said that, the PDP that is now advocating, I'm not holding brief for the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Benue State, but I want to, my attention is being caught by the issues of clearing backlog of arrears and pensions. And I want to ask, who led Benue State before APC took over? And then for PDP to talk about clearing of backlog, where were they? And what happened to them while in government? What happened to the PDP-led government that there has to be backlog that should be cleared by the current administration? I think that statement is rather trying to review the emptiness of the time, or waste of time as it were, in the first place. Was it that there was no allocation from the federal government in record time, or was it that there was no allocation at all? Was it that the monies were mismanaged? Were they diverted? What happened? Why weren't the pensioners paid? Why weren't these arrears, this money that is being called arrears today, why was it not cleared? Who was responsible? I think that's where the PDP should be talking about. We should be looking at who was responsible for the payment, and if possible, the Economic Crime and Commission
EFCC.
and other agencies saddled with the responsibility of knowing how the monies are being misappropriated should sweep into action to ask these questions, and not to bring it like a jibes that will be thrown at each other, because PDP is rather shooting themselves in the foot, if you ask me. At this point, those who were saddled with the responsibility of paying the backlog and managing the funds in Benue State were members of the PDP as at then. Today, you can now refer to such monies as arrears, and then you now begin to want to cry more than the bereaved, the pensioners themselves. Now talking about the government, you know, running the states like the Catholic priests. They need to be very careful with the use and choice of words. How does the Catholic priest run the church or run the parish? Are they trying to let us know at this point, or dragging any of the Catholic priests or Catholic church, as it were, into their political
probably because Governor Hess Intalia is a priest.
More so. And so
and the farmer headers clash, given the interest that the headers have in the fertile land in Benue State. And also, don't remove the fact that it has been